Hi, everybody. This is Phil Newman with Mainstem Malts, and I'm hoping you all are enjoying the conference so far. And so far, this third presentation now of the virtual trade show. I'm here to introduce Jean with Avo Malts in Lyon, France. And he is proudly showing off his Yingtai Machinery drum malting setup. And so I'll just add that I've gotten to know both Jean and the folks at Yingtai Machinery over the past few years, and can speak very highly of both of their outfits, and very professional folks. So looking forward to hearing more about it. Jean, I'll pass the mic off to you.
Thank you very much, Phil. First of all, I want to thank Jess, all the guild members, and board team, as well as Yingtai, that has provided me along those past 2 years a lot of informations and drove my company to the success we are knowing now. And to all of you, thank you very much. And I really hope I will give you more insight of how it has been all this journey along building up a melting plant with Yingtai. And yeah, so I will first present myself, where I'm from, what I did before setting up this plant. Then we will go through how I buy and assemble this plant, how it is working also, and then how all our projects along with Yingtai, and how the relationship has been. So I'm an engineer, and I'm also a home brewer since 2012. My passion for brewing led me to open a first restaurant with a brewery in 2016. It's called the Malting Pot, and my job along with my partner was to set up a brewery. And to do that, I came several times in China, especially in the Shandong region, to make this brewery built, and then I assemble in Lyon, in France. So at that time, I really enjoy what I saw in China, and all the passion all the Chinese people have to make good products in the brewing industry. Then I opened a second restaurant in 2018, which this restaurant was specialized in locally produced products, and all the restaurant and staff had as a mission to buy their needs locally. And at that time, I was producing the beer for the restaurant, but I was buying all my malts from Germany, in Weyermann, from Weyermann, and my hops from the US. It was a kind of a problem for me, because I asked everybody to buy their goods locally, but I wasn't able with my brewery. So I looked for locally produced barley and malt, but there was not. So I went to the US in 2019 to see how you guys are making your malts, and I make this trip with Robert Lild, Canadian ex-maltsters, that lead me from a malt house to another to better understand how this craft malt industry works and better understand all the process involved into malting. I first met Russell Case at Source Fork Malt, which is running a 2-ton drum malt from Yingtai, and I really enjoyed what I saw there. It was a really nice little setup, very compact with all the things needed. Then I went to West Branch Malt, and I was welcomed by Randy Thatcher, the owner of West Branch, and he allowed me to better understand a much bigger plant, how a much bigger plant work, and how all the difficulty and challenges going along with this size of plant. I really want to thank those guys for having me all this time because I won't be there and I avoid a lot of mistakes with all your recommendations. I also went to a German malting plant called Steinbach Malt. They are running Saladin box, and that allowed me to compare every system. And I came back from all those trips with many specific my customer specification for this plant, a plant specification, and I wrote down a document with all the aspects I wanted to see on my plant. I asked for prices on all the plant manufacturer I know at the time, and Yingtai came up with a lot of idea and really integrated my specification and my requirements. So I decided to work with them. So they provided me with a 10-ton malting drum with a steeping tank and a roaster for a very reasonable price and very good timing because in about 1 year I had enough time while they were assembling and modifying the plant as I wanted. I was able to modify the building and then receive the plant, and it took me only I would say 3 to 4 months to assemble everything on my own with my wife and an employee. We were only 3 people to assemble the whole plant. Obviously, the big tanks were put in place with cranes because they are quite heavy. But all the cable, the ducts, everything was pre-welded and pre-assembled. Everything was very well marked, and it was I won't say an easy game, but a doable game to do. Quite challenging, but we managed to do it in about 4 months and started the production in January, exactly 1 year ago. So we are localized, as you may know, in France, in Lyon, and we are producing now. We have produced 550 tons of raw barley. We have malt 550 tons in 1 year, and our products are really enjoyed by our customer, and we are planning to grow in 3 weeks, we will receive 2 more drums from Yingtai because the system works really well. We are really happy on how things are going and how the system is operating. And yeah. So the malting plant is composed of, first of all, a silo in the exterior that I also bought from Yingtai because I wanted it to be on weighing scales and to be connected to the malting plant so that the transfer are made fully automatically. We just set up the right amount of water and barley, and everything is starting smoothly and automatically. The dust collection system, all the conveyor that has been provided by Yingtai, and everything runs perfectly. And we are stepping in 10-ton batch in about, I would say, 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty fast. Then the barley will stay in the steep tank during 2 days with underwater and air rest stages. Everything is made according to the recipe. We have a fully automated control system that drives the process very accurately. And the steep tank is equipped with 3 temperature sensors that allow us to make sure that there is no pocket of heat of some kind, and that the CO2 extractor is really running pretty well. So after 2 days into the steep tank, we are moving the grain mold into the drum by a pump, a very powerful but gentle pump that is fed with a lot of water, and the water is pumped back into the steep tank to save it for the barley to run smoothly into the drum. A steep out lasts about I would say 15 to 20 minutes. It's pretty fast and yeah, runs very well. The malting drum is composed of about 10 to 12 centimeters of insulation, and all the air ducts are all in stainless steel, doubled with insulation, and all the germination aspects, air, moisture, are under control with the automation system. We have several sensors on the output and on the input that allow us to monitor and drive the recirculation of air to avoid drying the green molds. As you can see on the picture, the air is driven from the central axis and then to the false floor. The false floor is about 80 centimeter height that allows the air to go smoothly and all along the drum. And we have a pressure equilibrium under the grain bed, and all the air is coming into the green malt very smoothly, and there is a powerful fan that push this air into the green malt. This air can be cooled down with a chiller that will cool some glycol that will go into the cooling unit and we only use the cooler about 2 to 3 months every year. Yeah, in the year. What is missing in this picture is the outlet chimney of germination on the front of the drum, because we installed it just after having taken this picture. But you can see it just behind me on the video live stream. Here, there is a chimney for germination air. So there is 2 separate air duct system, one for germination, the tubular round tubes, and which is unique per drum, and the square one is common to all the drum, and it is a kilning pipe. And it is the kilning air duct is 1 square meters in dimension, which is quite huge, but allow us to have a very good kilning air volume, and having a very efficient kilning. Each 10 ton of barley, 8 ton malt, is using 0.656, so 656 kilogram of propane gas, which is very low in the industry. It is also because of heat recovery unit. I don't know if I have a picture of it now. I don't. In the back room of behind the drum, there is a very powerful heater, a 1 megawatt heater that is, I would say, too big for this plant, but quite nice to have, with a yellow burner, which is really reliable. And besides that, we have a heat recovery unit that allow us to recover the heat from the out air of the germination drum during kilning, and it is very, very efficient. You can, when you are in front of this recovery unit, you can feel the air, the warm air, and dry and warm air, and yeah, it's a really nice addition in this time of where all the energy is very expensive. So move on to the unloading stage. So the kilning phase only lasts 24 hours, not 1 hour more. It's very precise, very efficient, and the malt is on less than 5% in humidity after being killed that way. So we unload the drum from the top, the front. There is an unloading screw inside the drum at the top, and it will unload it into the belt conveyor. It's a very large belt conveyor, and we empty the drum in about, I would say, less than 1 hour. It's very powerful, and it's doing the job of moving 8 tons of malt in less than 1 hour. After that, the malt is stored in a buffer tank. So it is a gray tank that you can see on the picture. Under this buffer tank, we have a deculmer that will feed a bagging line right all this equipment has been provided by Yingtai and made by Yingtai, and is really good quality. We really enjoy it, and in 1 year we didn't had one problem on all those equipment. It is really sturdy and strong. All the motors are very powerful, and yeah, it's a pleasure to drive this plant. Along the there is an automatic control system that we can control, that allow us to control each and every valve, motor, and actuator on site, but also remotely. All data are recorded, and we can work on it. And it's really precise, and we really enjoy working with this automation system. And Yingtai, what impressed me a lot is that they are always making improvements, and there are always new ideas and we are exchanging together. I give them my feedback, and they integrated right away. There is no question, and yeah, it's really enjoyable to work with Sophie and Mr. Wang. Why I also choose Yingtai is because they were able to provide, as I told you, the silo and the grain elevator and all the grain storage facility and conveyor, but also, and maybe the most important, is the roaster. As you can see on the right bottom, I bought from them a 200 kilogram roaster, fully in stainless steel. You might have seen a conference last year on this equipment. It's a very nice piece of equipment. We are making all kind of special molds with this roaster. Caramel malt, roasted malt, and our customers are loving this malt, those special malts. And I wish we could have more space to put a second one, because it's a really nice equipment. Yeah. As you can understand, I'm really happy with this plant, and I decided with the confidence of my customers that were happy with the malt we were making with it, to extend to 3 drums. So in 3 weeks from now, we have 2 drums that are coming. We have made some Yingtai has made some improvements from the first version that I have, and yeah, in 3 weeks to come, stay in touch with our social media, and you will be able to see 2 more drums, and we have really good hopes that we could extend to 5 drums maybe next year. Yeah. Here are some pictures taken at the Yingtai Machinery workshop, beginning of January. You can see some minor picture here, but those are some special requirements I made to Yingtai to enlarge the receiving funnel at the front, some special hopper from to facilitate our job. And what I really enjoy with this company is that they are able to provide us with some special equipment and are really helpful into extending and running our company I can tell you that I'm chatting with Sophie every day, maybe, and she always gives me feedback and on how to maintain the plant, rule it, and run it, and yeah, it's. I believe we are some kind of a team with them, and I believe we will work for several years to come. So here are the picture of the container loading. It's right now most of a concerns because of the price of shipping. But Yingtai's team is really good at optimizing the containers and protecting all the goods. They are wrapping everything in wrap paper, and everything is really tight together. It's a bit challenging to unload the container, but with a professional, it's feasible. And but what I really enjoy is that they have kept the number of container quite low regarding the price of the actual shipping. So I want to thank you for your attention. I hope my presentation was clear enough and my English was not too bad for you. And I will be more than happy to answer to all your questions.
Thanks a lot, John. Really appreciate that. It's great to see your success in getting this facility launched. That's not an easy task, and yeah, you've been able to do it with the help of Yingtai very professionally and quickly. It's inspirational. To me, definitely. I'm sure to others in the crowd. Let's see. In terms of questions, I guess I'll just kick us off with just wondering what kind of malts have you produced so far with this setup? I guess with the malter itself, and then also with the assistance of the roaster.
So with the drum, we are producing what we call special malts, obviously, pils and pale. What is nice is that during a startup like we had, we were able to produce two of those two kind of malt on one batch. So we were able to unload a part of pils, then reheat the drum and make pale, which was really convenient for the startup, and we were able very fast to make many special malts. And with more drum, we will avoid doing that, but it's totally feasible. And we are also able on this drum making what we so-called Vienna Molds, but I believe with the last presentation we don't all have the same names for it. What we are doing is that we are at the end of germination with the sprayer inside the drum. We are spraying water on the green malt and then recirculating air between 65 and 75 degrees Celsius to allow some saccharification of the malt and transform the starch into sugar, and then this malt will be kilned for different ways. First of all, the first way is like a pils. So the saccharification time lasts for 6 hours. to allow a good saccharification of all the green malts. And we are turning the drum while we are doing this kind of kiln, because we want all the kernel to be heated and all the enzyme to work properly. And this green saccharified malt is then kilned for different way. First like a pils, and we call it a Vienna, and then like a pale, and we call it a Munich Light. Our customer loves those molds. It's crazy how it's driving the beer. It gives the beer not a round flavor, but a long flavor, and keeps the aroma into the mouth without giving too much malt taste or sugar taste. And our Vienna malt is really enjoyed, and yeah, some customers are always asking for that, and they really saw their beer increasing of in level and quality. So on this drum we are making 4 kind of malt, as I told you: Pils, Pale, Vienna, Munich, which can be called Cara Pils, or you can call it in the US, I don't know. And then we can extract during germination green malt with a cart that you can see behind me, a stainless steel cart, very nice little cart that allows us to take green malt during germination very easily. We push a button, 300 kilogram of green malt, and put this green malt into the roaster. And in the roaster, we are making 4 kind of caramel malt. To do that, we are making obviously a saccharification again, but as into the roaster, it is the vessel that is eating. It's completely different from the saccharification in the drum, where it is the air that eats the barley. And into the roaster, obviously, we are making roasted malt, 4 kind of roasted malt. We are making it with our Vienna, which gives all the roasted malts a sugar taste that all our customers are loving. So we have about, I would say, 15 kind of malt, without counting wheat and rye.
That's impressive. You stay busy over there. In terms of lab analysis for all this, is this something that you're doing in-house or sending out, or a mix?
Yeah, we have decided to do it in-house. The craft malt industry in France is not as huge as in the US, and we don't have local partners that we can send our samples and have quick results. It's the main reason is the delay. It's too long, and so we decided to invest in our lab. And today we are making friability, alpha amylase, beta glucan, diastatic power, fan, humidity, obviously, pH, and so on site, extract, and so on. It's quite nice to have our own lab. It's a quite expensive setup that doesn't bring back money, but it gave us a lot of feedback on our process. We optimize it with the lab. We were able to see all differences on the parameters, and we hope we can do some analysis for our for other craft mold plants in France.
Great. Well, hopefully the guild can support that kind of trend. Anyways, we're out of time or over time now, so I'd like to wrap this up. We did get one more question in from Yoshi Shinoda from Japan, and he was just I guess I'd suggest that you two connect afterwards, or Yoshi reach out to Jean. But yeah, he was asking what sort of improvements were made to from the first drum to the next. Anyways, another thank you to Jean for presenting, and to Tiffany, his lovely partner, who's no doubt supporting him in the background.
Hello.
Thanks for all that you do. Many thanks to Yingtai Machinery for supporting Jean and for supporting the Craft Malt Conference this year as well as last. And thanks for joining the show here. Look forward to the next presentation.
Thank you, Phil.
All right.
Thank you. Goodbye.